Can we recall a sitting president? Oh, here we go into fantasy world again. Let me take you down this road, because every attorney I've talked to and seen talk online said the same thing. And I'm going to talk about some options at the end that can happen. So listen to me very carefully. My name is Darren Monroe. I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign, the engagement team. Thousands of people did. I'm one of them. And I had 30 years marketing, branding experience. Pretty much listen to hear what I'm saying. I'll break it down to you. The thing is this, and I hate to burst your bubble. I really wish we could get rid of him and his whole administration just like that. We cannot. We cannot. And unfortunately, the idea of removing him has to be the following: his health. It could be the economy, because if that bill passes and the judicial branch doesn't challenge it, I know the lower courts want to challenge it, but the upper courts are like, the Supreme Court is against us, and now they just broken up their own power where national injunctions can't happen. That's where he's been losing immensely from. So now it would have to be district by district, state by state. It would be. It would really have to be. It should be interesting to see how that falls out if this does go down where they pass that bill and they take out $900 billion from Medicaid. I doubt that the Supreme Court will stand up now that I've seen them make this judgment against their own self last Friday with the birthright citizenship and breaking up all of the micro fractured cases out there. That is bad. But for his health, for the economy, and again, that $900 billion goes from the economy. It could be him resigning. They could force him. Who's they? There are some laws in there with the judicial branch, and I'm not talking about Supreme Court, I'm talking about lower courts. However, I am talking also the 23 Democratic states who have been fighting and winning. The other thing that's been happening is we could also get we probably could get the GOP if it gets bad enough, because they voted on this bill, and this should be the GOP's destruction for real. That bill goes through, it'll be their destruction, because they're going to destroy millions of lives and it will kill thousands of people. So from that alone could be a reason to get him to resign through the GOP. Because if you notice, Elon's not backing him up with this whole primarying people. It's not working. The other thing is you have the effort that's coming in from individual suits that are filed. Here's the thing: it could be a matter of his. It could be deportations that could take him down. Deportations could be next. This is rough, y'all. This is rough. Getting this guy out is almost a no, unless there's something blatant. And there is some things he's done so blatant, like with the grifting, that he could go down. But this is a rough one, y'all. This is I'm the one always coming in here saying, Kamala Harris voters, I'm going to make you feel good and understand what's really going on. And what's really going on is we will not be able to remove this clown show out the door as well as we would love to. And I'm just telling you straight up. I'd be lying to you if I can't lie to you. I got to tell it to you like it is, y'all. It is looking ugly and rough out there with this, getting him out. So what's the next plan after that? Because I'm not just going to leave y'all with that. I think the next plan is How do you take down the people surrounding him? So I'm going to talk about that this evening. How do you take the people surrounding him down? Down, seriously. Have you gotten in my clarity group? I mean, I just keep pointing this because you should be with somebody. If you got your benefits, your life, your money, your freedom on the line, you should really get with my clarity group because I'm meeting roughly 3 times a week. Plus, you can email me directly, and I will hit you back with answers. I can't do that through hundreds of thousands of people through social media. I get them about hundreds and sometimes thousands in DMs. I can't go through that, but it's a small group right now. Right now, we're talking about less than 300 people, and you should be in it. You should be. Join, become one of my founding members here. It's $20 a month, or you can get the deal for the year for $100. It's totally worth it. I mean, I'm doing 3 lives with most times recordings. Sometimes I have off the record recording, maybe 1 or 2 a month. I have it where I say, listen, this is off the record. I ain't recording shit and you ain't allowed to. But other than that, you got lives, you got direct access email to me. I do hit back. You also have a ton of trainings coming in, like all through the line. I'm talking about the election. I'm talking about stuff because it's not social media. It's a private area. I get to talk and say what I want to. Seriously, on a totally different platform I'm on. I get to talk on. So I get to talk on a private platform. So I get to talk like I want and say the real stuff in the room. And, one of the things I talked about this weekend that was unrecorded off the record was the fact that, and that wasn't the reason why I was unrecorded. There was some other stuff I talked about with Kamala Harris and talked about what's going on behind the scenes campaign. Will she run for governor or not? There's a civil war going on, y'all. I know this ain't the typical video, so I'm just going off script like crazy. There's a civil war going on, y'all. We're in the middle of a democratic civil war. I ain't talking about the Dems versus Republicans. I'm talking about our own inner war going on. You can see it through Mamdani in New York, the Mamdani, Cuomo, Eric Adams. We own one. We own one. So you definitely want to get with my clarity group because I'm getting ready to talk about all that shit. But what I'm trying to tell you, though, is getting this guy out ain't the option. The option is to tear his people down. Who's his people? It starts with the people who don't have political capital, the ICE agents, customs agents, immigration agents. You understand what I'm saying? State officials. Those are ones we can take on through the lower courts. Now, they might get big up through Supreme Court, but maybe not. The other thing we can do is take on man, this Supreme Court ruling is rough, man. This one's a rough one, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. This one's a rough one. I ain't saying all hope is lost, but I told y'all yesterday, what was it, Saturday or Friday? I told y'all, get your passport just in case, man. Just in case. And I've never said that before, like that, so directly, aggressively. But I'm trying to tell you, YouTube. Here's what you do. Follow me here. Get with indivisible.org. Get in my clarity group because I'm going to start pointing out all the articles and stuff that's going on and what strategies that are going on. I got a ton of content coming out this week that's going to be like whoosh in the clarity group. That there's no freaking way YouTube would let me say it. It hurts me so bad. I even tried to put out some content in my Diamond members group for YouTube because I do have a membership thing I'm testing out. Some of you saw it, some of you didn't because you were Diamond members, but they flagged that. I keep talking about the real shit and they ain't ready to hear me talking about the real shit. They ain't. Y'all. The reality is, if you want to hear what's really going on, you ain't going to hear it from social. We're in the middle of a dictatorship. You ain't going to hear it from social. You're not. And I've done tens of thousands of videos and no. Yeah, I'm really going off script right now. I just am so like, whoa, what the fuck, man? Oh, man. We are in undiscovered, uncharted territory, y'all. If you still listening, let me know in the comments. Say, hey, I'm still here with you after 10 minutes. I'm going to say it like this. Because I am an optimist, but I'm an optimist realist. We're going through one. And I said if you've been watching my videos, I said a couple of weeks back, I said, listen, I said, it's got to get worse before it gets better. We're in the middle of the throw up diarrhea moment. It's got to get worse before it gets better. And the worst part of this is watching the Supreme Court fracture our country into districts and states. So they got a battle over birthright citizenship. I'm going to do another bold video out coming in an hour from now. It's going to be called, Will Black Folks Be Going to Slavery? I'm going to talk about it.